Hello, Natasha Beyersdorf with an NBN News update. Billions wiped from the Aussie share market, with President Trump set to impose a 25% tariff on steel and aluminium imports. Streets flooded and cars submerged as Sydney is lashed by a severe storm. Gav will have your local weather forecast. The fastest growing fire risk in New South Wales. Tonight, a new warning about e-bike batteries. Also today, a slithery surprise for a Hunter family, a red-bellied black snake discovered behind a toilet. Plus, why superstar Taylor Swift was booed at the Super Bowl. And we speak to the biggest names in rugby league as the 2025 season is officially launched. Join us for those stories and more tonight at 6.
Macca's Summer Drinks range, featuring the new deluxe almond-flavoured iced latte. And relax.
From nature to you, introducing Botanica's first aerosol-free automatic spray, with fragrances infused with responsibly sourced natural ingredients to keep your home fresh 24/7. Botanica, inspired by nature.
I started losing my hair at 40 years old because bodily constitution changes. With Plantar 39, things are looking up again. Simply apply daily and massage in for strong and beautiful hair. Plantar 39.
Have you got your $2 tickets yet? Win this $3.6 million Marta Price home package, including this Bribey Island home, this boat, Mercedes, Land Rover Discovery, and $500,000 in gold bullion. Hurry, buy your tickets now.
Don't miss the massive sale on new caravans at Australian Motorhomes. Huge savings on touring, off-road and family bunk models. All must go. No reasonable offer refused, so get in quick. Australian Motorhomes and Caravans, Bennett's Green.
Need a skip in for renovations, yard cleanup or moving house? Call Skip the Tip. Build a tradie or home renovator. Call Skip the Tip. Small or large bins, we service all areas. So if you want to skip the tip, call Skip the Tip. Know what makes the Aussie-made Ultimate 4U mattress so good? You also get one of these. How good is that? Get an ensemble base with every $18.99 Sleepyhead Ultimate mattress from your local Beds R Us.
Your home of free footy. 9 and 9 now.
In NBN News, an Australian first trial of LED lights designed to keep turtles out of shark nets. Port Stephens Council pushes for an urgent review into jet ski usage and one-on-one with Lake Macquarie sailor Ian Jensen. That's next.
She was Jess and Ryan's miracle baby. Now they must make an impossible decision for Summer's future.
It's always hard to talk about and you don't wish that upon anyone.
Join me.
Whether it's turning back the clock, keeping up with the grandkids, or celebrating big family moments, trust Hearing Australia to help you live the life you love. As Reader's Digest's most trusted hearing brand 4 years running, our expert audiologists will find the best quality hearing aid for your budget. And with free 15-minute hearing checks for adults, plus $0 fully subsidised hearing aids for eligible pensioners, why trust your hearing to anyone else?
Hearing Australia.
And right now, get a bonus cubies when you buy any participating Swiss or Colgate product in a $30 shop at Woolworths.
No matter who you are, there's a place for you to play football with us. Registrations for the 2025 season are open now.
Football is
everywhere! It's everywhere!
On the beach, at school, at the park, in the backyard or on the pitch. Football is everywhere in northern New South Wales.
Football is Newcastle.
Lake Macquarie.
Search Northern New South Wales Football to find your club and join our team, because football is everywhere in northern New South Wales.
At Kitchen Connection, it's all about you. We'll work with you to create your dream kitchen. And by popular demand, our New Year sale has been extended. So hurry in for 25% off your new kitchen. Visit a Kitchen Connection showroom or book a consultation online.
Book now and fly free with Viking. Enjoy beer and wine with meals, included shore excursions, Wi-Fi, and expert guides who share behind-the-scenes insights with Viking's all-inclusive pricing. Experience more of the world on board our award-winning long ships. Simply unpack once and get closer to the iconic and the lesser-known.
Viking's Explorer sale is on now. For a limited time, enjoy free return flights when you book your next river voyage. See your Viking agent or visit Viking.com.
Intimacy Week has arrived.
Time to get intimate.
Over 2 red-hot nights.
You need to do what you're told tonight.
Alessandra unlocks
The ultimate fantasy night.
Am I not doing a good job?
Not really.
the naked truth about romance.
I need you to tell me I am the most attractive girl in the room.
I have a warrior's mentality, and that's a demand. I don't respond to those.
Married is about
How hard is it to just feel like you're gorgeous?
to sizzle.
Because that would be a lie.
Tonight, 7:30 on 9.
This program brought to you by Hearing Australia. And McDonald Jones, building the Australian dream for over 38 years.
Coming up in NBN News, severe storms sweep parts of the state. We'll have your latest local forecast. President Trump's tariff announcement sparks panic on the Australian share market. Movement in the Middle East. Israeli troops withdraw from a key Gaza corridor. A couple forced to barricade their home over a Facebook marketplace scam. Snakes alive, a Hunter Valley family's shocked discovery behind a toilet. And the Knights' Kalen Ponga lines up alongside rival club captains to launch the NRL season. Tonight, Donald Trump flags tariffs on Australian steel, prompting a share market plunge and an urgent response from the Prime Minister.
A mid-North Coast shopping centre evacuated as heavy rain batters parts of New South Wales.
A man fighting for life after a brawl involving dozens of people in Sydney.
Australia's Jordan Mailata makes history at the Super Bowl as his Eagles soar to victory.
And ready for kickoff, the NRL's biggest names launch the 2025 season.
This is NBN News with Gavin Morris and Natasha Beyersdorf.
Good evening. The Prime Minister has asked for urgent talks with Donald Trump after he again shocked global markets and world leaders.
The US President announcing a 25% tariff on all steel and aluminium imports into America.
Anthony Albanese's task now, convincing Trump to spare Australia from the trade turmoil.
Coming to a map near you, the Gulf of Mexico erased by presidential decree.
The first time in history flying over the recently renamed Gulf of America.
So Google Maps, Apple Maps, all the map people, that change will take effect this afternoon.
The Trump tornado continuing to whip up world turbulence.
Any steel coming into the United States is going to have a 25% tariff.
What about aluminum?
Aluminum too.
10%?
No, 25%. 25 for both.
More than $1 billion of Australian exports to the United States potentially affected in steel and aluminium. Trump's tariff bombshell triggering a plunge on our share market. $15 billion wiped off in the first hour.
We are not being carved out. We're not being left alone. We've been caught up in a global trade war.
The timing awful too. Australia's only just handed over an $800 million down payment on AUKUS submarines.
Well, it's going to hurt the Australian economy. We're an exporting nation, and this is a test for Anthony Albanese and Kevin Rudd to see and to make sure that we get a carve-out.
We will continue to make the case to the United States for Australia to be given an exemption to any steel and aluminium tariffs.
Former PM Malcolm Turnbull managed to stare down Donald Trump over tariffs during his first term, aided by a personal relationship forged between the President and Joe Hockey.
When did the Prime Minister last speak to President Trump?
I have a discussion with President Trump scheduled.
This will be one of the most important calls Anthony Albanese makes this year, because if he doesn't have a measure of success, what next might come from Donald Trump?
It's a bit like dealing with a spinning top. You don't quite know where it's going to go.
We're told Anthony Albanese will speak to Donald Trump in the next 24 hours in a previously scheduled call. The Prime Minister hasn't talked to the President for 3 months, so there's work to be done on that relationship. And the PM does have a pretty good argument for Australia being exempted from tariffs. For example, Australian steel company BlueScope employs 4,000 people in the US and is looking at building a new plant in Ohio. Australia is effectively already doing what Donald Trump wants, investing in America. As to whether the US president accepts that argument will be down to the PM's power of persuasion. Tash?
Thanks, Andrew. The foster father of William Tyrrell was in Sydney's Downing Centre District Court today, appealing his conviction for stalking and intimidating a child. The man, who cannot be identified, was last year sentenced to a 12-month good behaviour bond for the offence, relating to a different child in his care. A judgment on his appeal is expected next week.
The Taree shopping centre was evacuated late this afternoon after part of the roof collapsed due to heavy rain. One shopper managed to capture footage of water pouring into Manning Mall through a large hole in the ceiling. It's not yet known if the centre will be open to shoppers tomorrow. That all followed severe thunderstorms that slammed into Sydney around lunchtime, causing flash flooding on many major roads. The rainfall was intense and saw up to 20 rescues, but no one was hurt and there was little damage. Today's storms mark a shift in our weather this week. After a hot and sunny, humid start, the afternoon became cloudy as the first rain band began to move through. Now, a prefrontal line of showers and storms swept in from the west, dumping 50 millimetres plus on Taree. The main rain band now sliding in from the southwest. Showers and storms potentially severe are going to be the main feature as we move through the rest of the week, spreading into northern New South Wales and southeast Queensland in the coming days. So the mid to high 20s for the coast, finally cooler inland with tops of 30 with increased storm development throughout the day.
Australia's largest social housing group is calling for tens of billions of dollars to be injected into the sector to help build more homes for those in need. The call comes as new polling obtained exclusively by NBN News puts housing as the election-defining issue.
With a pat of her pups, life is good for Kelly, strolling in a park in Turramurra, not far from the community housing she once fled to, escaping violence years ago.
Being able to have one place of residence, I could switch off the survival mode.
That safe space and a Link Housing scholarship helped her into university, and she's now a lawyer.
If your children aren't safe, and if they've got nowhere to put their heads down, that's all you think about is providing that for them.
Got to look at homelessness all the way to home ownership, and you would expect that from a Labor government.
Redbridge polling obtained exclusively by 9 News tonight shows 73% of voters identify housing affordability as important for their vote. 54% say they are more likely to support a party with plans to increase social housing. Only 5% say they'd be less likely.
Wherever you go, you find that people these days can't afford to rent privately and pay all their bills and stuff as well.
Labor passed the $10 billion Housing Australian Future Fund to finance more public housing. The Community Housing Association want it quadrupled.
My big focus right now is delivering on that $10 billion. That's a big amount of money that will seriously impact our housing market in this country.
The coalition say they'll spend more on infrastructure, facilitating homes in the future. The cost of housing remains the biggest influence on the cost of living, and the cost of living remains the biggest influence on Australian voters.
We'll always look at what more we can do, because we get that people who rely on Commonwealth rent assistance are on low incomes, and housing costs really eat into your budget.
If you're not hitting every measure you're not running this week and every piece of law you're not putting up this week does not reduce the cost of living, then you are failing this country.
And there's positive news tonight in the fight against inflation. More from political editor Charles Croucher.
Well, this hope comes from the banks themselves. Westpac has released its inflation forecast for the next 6 months, and for the vital trimmed mean, currently at 3.2%, Westpac predict it will go to 2.7% this quarter and down further to 2.4% in the June quarter. That would be well inside the Reserve Bank's target range and put headline inflation with a 1 in front of it for the first time in 4 years. This all puts more pressure on the RBA's board to cut rates when it meets in a week's time.
A man has died after a motorbike crash southwest of Singleton. Emergency services were called to Putty Road at Howes Valley just before 11 a.m. yesterday, arriving to find a motorbike had left the road and slammed into a tree. The 28-year-old rider was treated by paramedics but died at the scene. Police are investigating.
Meanwhile, an elderly woman has now died in John Hunter Hospital after a two-car crash at Windale last Friday. The 82-year-old was trapped for some time after the Hyundai i30 she was driving and Ford Fiesta collided. The 29-year-old woman behind the wheel of the Ford escaped injury. The behaviour of jet ski riders at Port Stephens is back under the microscope, with calls for a state government crackdown. The local mayor fears it's only a matter of time before someone is seriously injured.
Bigger than Sydney Harbour, but with far less restrictions for water users. Every summer, the marine playground of Port Stephens gets crowded, and the behaviour of some jet ski riders is in the mayor's sights.
I'm actually at a stage where I'm fed up with it, so I want to do something about it.
Putting the issue at the top of tomorrow night's council meeting agenda, Leah Anderson is calling on the state government to review speed limits for vessels and consider banning the use of jet skis at some local beaches.
It's about bringing the conversation to the government and saying we've got concerns, we've got safety concerns, and we actually want to look at what legislation can be changed so that it can be safer for all involved.
And marine experts say it's not just people at risk of getting hurt.
Speed kills. We've been saying it all over TV for years for the roads. It's the same on the waterways.
In the last 12 months, Irukandji's rescue organisation Sea Shelter has cared for close to 40 turtles in the Hunter. It says many of them were injured by vessel strikes. It's also backing changes to existing rules.
Maybe 25 metres from all beaches, there's a 4-knot zone where everyone has to slow down, and there's no reason that you need to be going that fast, that close to the beaches.
State MP Kate Washington says she's working closely with Council to come up with a solution that works best with the community, with a goal of making things safer by next summer.
Look, I do think Maritime are really trying to do a good job with the policing, but there's just not enough of them.
We've got a lot of waterways that we can definitely share, but it'd be great if we can just share it responsibly.
Lauren Kemp, NBN News. A man will face a court hearing later this year accused of menacing Labor Party supporters who were on board the Wanji Queen. Jared Bannock allegedly drove his boat past the 102-year-old ferry 3 times last August, creating 1.5-metre waves. 19 people were on board the Wanji Queen for an ALP fundraiser, including Senator Deborah O'Neill and member for Port Stephens Kate Washington. 47-year-old Bannock has pleaded not guilty to 2 charges. His case will be heard over 2 days in June. There are growing calls for the removal of shark nets, with claims they're ineffective and killing threatened marine life. It comes as an Australian-first trial is rolled out between Lake Macquarie and Sydney, designed to protect one non-target species.
Beaches closed, swimmers forced out of the water. Shark sightings and attacks have been steadily increasing in Australia over the last 10 years. But are shark nets off our beaches doing more harm than good?
The data tells us that over 90% of what's been caught in these nets is harmless marine life and things that we love and care about so much, like seals and turtles.
In an effort to stop turtles dying in the mesh, there's a new trial by the state government attaching green LED lights to 21 shark nets, including those off Blacksmiths, Caves Beach, Catherine Hill Bay, plus 10 Central Coast beaches. The 2-month study underway during the turtles' breeding season.
It's been trialled in other parts of the world, not on shark nets, but on fishing vessels. And the green light is showing as a deterrent for the turtles who might come closer.
The trial comes as debate heats up. The government recently sought feedback from 25 councils about the use of shark nets. At least 4 want them removed due to the impact on marine life, but Newcastle and Lake Macquarie councils didn't adopt a formal position. And some councillors believe the LED trial fails to get to the root of the issue.
The science absolutely backs up what is common sense, that a 150-metre long shark net that's 500 metres off the beach is not keeping anybody safe from dangerous sharks. Those sharks can swim over, under and around them.
The minister says her priority is keeping people safe.
We've invested more in drones through Surf Lifesaving New South Wales this summer. We're constantly looking for new technology to protect swimmers and to protect marine life.
The nets will be removed a month early this year on March 31. Jane Goldsmith, NBN News.
The high humidity continues across the region, making it feel warmer than what it is. We managed 25 to 27 degrees across the majority of the region, with afternoon showers and storms moving through.
You're watching NBN News. Still ahead, more Palestinians return to what's left of their homes as Israeli troops withdraw from a key Gaza corridor.
The search for dozens of people missing after a landslide in China.
And Aussie fans pack pubs to watch American sport's biggest show.
It's the Mitsubishi factory clearance, and you're good to go with a $2,500 bonus on Outlander petrol. All backed by Mitsubishi 1010, so you are good to go.
It might look like a beauty, but it's a no from John West. It's what John West rejects that makes John West the best. The same great catch, now in a fresh new pack.
You haven't shopped around until you've tried Yui. What?
With car insurance, you got to try a few to find the best.
Like Auntie Kay finding a boyfriend?
Shop around. Try Yui. You insured.
It was my drive home after work that would set me off. I'd smoke to wind down. When I spoke to a Quitline counsellor, we talked about different ways to get through it.
Beat cravings one at a time. Search I Can Quit or call Quitline.
Announcing Radcliffe Way's newest land release, The Janet, nestled in the stunning beauty of Lake Macquarie and the Central Coast. Inquire today or go to radcliffewaye.com.au.
You can't escape it. You're faced with choices every single day. But whatever choice you face, we're here to help. Hunter Primary Care.
At Harvey Norman, it's your style, your way, with our exclusive dining ranges like the Dalton. Choose your table with the option to extend. Choose your stain. Choose your leather. Come in store. Let us help you create your own special look. Now, at Harvey Norman.
Well, what do you think?
Oh, what? I thought I was getting a mole removed.
If you have been a victim of medical negligence or if you have a workers' compensation claim, United Legal can help make the process easy and confidential.
I knew divorce would be tough, but I had no idea just how tough the property settlement would be. Bail Boshef sorted it, sorted my ex as well. Thanks, Bail Boshef.
Get it sorted. Call Bail Boshef Lawyers. Go Harvey Norman and get 10% of your purchase price in Harvey Norman gift cards. That's right, spend $2.99 or more on selected cooking appliances and get 10% in gift cards. Create your dream kitchen now. Best prices guaranteed at Harvey Norman.
Go! It's time to book your next celebration with us. See you at the Braddy. thebradford.com.au.
McDonald Jones' huge homemade sale is on now. Hundreds of designs, all packed with unbeatable value. And starting from just $298,000. Now that's home made affordable. Start today and visit a display.
There have been ugly scenes in Sydney with a brawl breaking out on a suburban street involving dozens of people. It's left one man fighting for life and another charged, and police say there are still plenty of people who can expect a knock on the door.
A pack of young people, some 40 strong, are having it out at the end of Burn Street in South Granville. One tries to break away, but the hunt is on. A baseball bat, this man's weapon of choice.
We do believe it was a pre-arranged meeting that went out of control.
CCTV capturing several swings of the metal bat. Knives and machetes also believed to have been used in what police are describing as a brazen fight late yesterday. A 28-year-old man left with serious head injuries.
One of the lady was screaming and telling everyone to stop hitting him.
He was bleeding pretty badly from the head. When the cops did show up, he started bleeding from the nose and the mouth. There was just a lot of chaos that was going on around, but I was just trying to get his attention. He started to fade in and out. You could see it in the eyes.
Witnesses claim the 28-year-old victim was trying to stand up for a 15-year-old boy being bullied when he was allegedly set upon by the group. Telling 9 News it turned ugly quickly.
He's still in a critical condition, so it's touch and go for him. Hopefully he pulls through.
A 29-year-old man has been charged with a fray and having a knife. He'll front Parramatta local court tomorrow. Police tonight urging others involved to come forward. In South Granville, Madison Scott, NBN News.
Israeli troops have withdrawn from a key Gaza corridor as part of phase 1 of the ceasefire deal with Hamas. It follows a freed Israeli hostage learning 16 months on his family had been killed in the October 7 attack.
Israeli forces out, Palestinians back in. The Netzarim corridor, which divided North and South Gaza during the 15-month war, open but obliterated.
Where you see people coming back, trying to find their homes, trying to find the bodies of their loved ones. It's a horror movie. It's a horror show.
The IDF withdrawal, part of phase 1 of the ceasefire deal, allowing hundreds of Palestinians to return home and aid trucks to move freely. Underground, this is where Hamas had Israeli hostages Or Levy, Eli Sharabi and Ohad Ben Ami, gaunt and frail after nearly 500 days in captivity. Or finally got to hug his son, Ohad embracing his family too.
We got our father back. He lost much of his weight, but not his spirit. My father is strong and I admire him. He survived hell.
But Eli's homecoming was bittersweet. He was unaware his wife and 2 daughters were killed in the October 7 attack until now.
I watched the hostages come back today, and they look like Holocaust survivors. I know we have a deal where we're supposed to they dribble in and keep dribbling in, but they are in really bad shape. There's no reason for that, and I don't know how much longer we can take it.
In London, Hannah Sinclair, NBN News.
One person is dead and another 28 are still missing after a landslide in China's southwest. Heavy rain triggered the torrent of mud and rocks which buried homes and a manufacturing facility. China's president has ordered an all-out rescue of those trapped.
Kim Jong-un has slammed the partnership between the US, South Korea and Japan, saying it poses a grave threat to his country. The North Korean leader also vowed to further bolster his nuclear weapons program. He was speaking at an event marking the 77th anniversary of the founding of the Korean People's Army. Australia's Jordan Mailata has made history, becoming the first Australian to play in and win the Super Bowl. His Philadelphia Eagles smashing the Kansas City Chiefs.
The NRL showdown in New Orleans had it all. Star power, show-stopping performances and even the president.
Eagles fly in Super Bowl 59. For Philadelphia, a fairy tale win. And for number 68, a Hollywood ending. The boy from Bankstown, a Super Bowl champion.
I just couldn't be more proud of him.
Your heart must just be so full right now.
Yeah, it's incredible.
And our Eagle was flying high.
He must be. I'm on a time schedule. I've got to go shower. I've got to go celebrate, and
Well, go celebrate your buddy. You deserve it, mate.
Yeah, I'm taking my wife with me.
Great. Great. Have fun and enjoy.
Appreciate it.
In New Orleans at Caesars Superdome, this was a rematch with everything on the line. The Philadelphia Eagles looking to reverse their 2023 loss against the Kansas City Chiefs, who are eyeing off a three-peat.
For the land of the free.
This may be America's game, but Jordan Mailata at his second Super Bowl and showing the world what Down Under is made of.
Kyle drives his way in. Touchdown.
In the stands, an ecstatic Mailata family roaring. And the Commander-in-Chief was among those watching the game. Donald Trump, the first sitting president ever to attend the Super Bowl.
I thought it would be a good thing for the country to have the president be at the game.
This, a star-studded spectacle. Taylor Swift was back, supporting her boyfriend, Kansas City tight end Travis Kelce.
She hasn't had much to cheer about yet.
Then a third touchdown in the first half.
It has been all Eagles this first half.
And it was showtime.
It's a great American game.
Samuel L. Jackson today, Uncle Sam, the hype man for rapper Kendrick Lamar.
Be humble. Sit down. Be humble. Sit down.
There was a cameo from tennis royalty and a minor disruption, a dancer pulling out a Palestinian flag before they were swept off stage.
In the end, it wasn't even a contest. They came in as underdogs and emerged triumphant. An Australian has played a Super Bowl and won. History is made.
So happy. Our trip is worth it.
Did you ever think you'd see your boy do something like this?
No, but I come with all the belief that he's going to do this time.
Right, give me a hug. Well done.
More than 14,000 kilometres away, Condell Park High in Sydney's West celebrated their star student. Tonight, New Orleans painted green, the streets of Philadelphia raucous and rowdy. Celebrations all around for a team of Super Bowl champions and one brilliant Aussie. At Caesars Superdome in New Orleans, Reed Butler, NBN News.
Meanwhile, Aussie pubs were packed with super fans watching America's biggest sporting event. Merriweather's Prince Hotel was one of dozens of Hunter venues holding special events for the big day.
Philly Eagles, go Birds, go Birds. Because of the, I think it's 2005 Madden cover, that's why. Been a fan for a long time.
Staff say it's the highest number of patrons they've seen to watch the Super Bowl.
Coming up next, the new warning about lithium-ion batteries amid fears most people ignore the risks.
Unplugged, the moment a street performance went wrong for Ed Sheeran.
And a Hunter family gets an unwanted set of bathroom scales.
NBN News is brought to you by CommBank Safe, helping protect Aussies from scams and fraud.
Welcome to the CommBank Safe Scams and Fraud Report. Watch out for romance scams online. If something doesn't feel right, never send money or personal information to someone you've met online. Search CommBank Safe for more information.
And yes, we're on. The tent is in play. We know where we'll go. The throw is good, and that is a tent.
Being an outdoor legend feels pretty good. That BCF and feeling is BCF and fun. Hey!
When the lucky country isn't so lucky. It's lucky you're with Amy.
Lucky you're with Amy. At Spotlight, save a massive 20 to 50% off store-wide, including Manchester home decor, fabric sewing, craft yarn, party curtains and blinds. Yes, that's 20 to 50% off store-wide. So create it, decorate it and celebrate it for less. Sale must end Tuesday. At Spotlight, it's what you make it.
Love to travel on the ultimate Antarctica discovery yacht voyage on board Scenic Eclipse. Scenic in a class of its own. Book now and save from $5,000 per person. Introducing our next evolution in hybrid technology. This is MG Hybrid Plus, where efficiency and power come together as one. Rethink hybrid. We did. With advanced air filters and whisper-quiet operation, everything inside a Mitsubishi electric air conditioner is carefully designed to truly elevate your comfort.
Thinking of separating? Having trouble dividing assets?
To achieve the property settlement you deserve, plus parenting arrangements, changing wills, super, trusts and more.
Turn to Turnbull Hill Lawyers. Good people to turn to.
Get the job done right every time with Taylor's Outdoor Power Equipment. Get the biggest brands and the best products from the experts, plus accessories, parts, and service and repairs. So get into one of Taylor's 4 big locations or go online today.
Visit the 2025 Maitland Show. Rodeo, fireworks, Hot Wheels stunt team, lots of animals, and Sideshow Alley. Maitland Show, a real agricultural show. Great family value. Maitland Showground, February 14, 15 and 16. Tickets online.
New warnings tonight about the dangers of lithium-ion batteries, which power products such as electric bikes and e-scooters. The batteries are now the fastest growing fire risk in New South Wales.
Not sure about the quality, but it was so cheap.
It's a new campaign to combat an increasingly common and potentially lethal danger, explosive fires from products using lithium-ion batteries.
The batteries go into what we call thermal runaway, and that's where there's a self-sustaining fire that occurs within the battery, and we can't put that out.
There were at least 318 lithium-ion battery fires in New South Wales last year, up from 272 in 2023. But since the start of this year, there have already been 25, 13 in the past 8 days alone.
These fires develop so quickly, so intensely that you don't have time to spare.
Always buy lithium-ion products from a trusted source. Don't overcharge, modify or take risks with faulty cables. And always dispose of old batteries at your local recycling point.
Also, never charge lithium-ion batteries when you're asleep or away from home. Don't leave them constantly on charge or leave them charging on beds, sofas or other flammable materials. If you can, charge devices outside. Among a range of changes, New South Wales will soon introduce mandatory product safety standards,
where retailers must provide consumers with information on how to store, how to use, how to dispose of lithium-ion products.
But a recent survey showed that while people already understand the risks, the majority ignore them.
When it comes to lithium-ion safety, there's no room for excuses.
Eddie Meyer, NBN News.
Sam Nujoma, known as the father of Namibia, has died at the age of 95. The freedom fighter led his nation to independence from apartheid South Africa in 1990 and served for 15 years as its first president. King Charles among those paying tribute, saying Nujoma contribution to history was immense and described him as truly inspirational.
Ed Sheeran had a far from perfect performance in the Indian city of Bengaluru. The British singer was busking on the street when officers swooped in to shut it down. The singer then took to social media to say we had permission to busk, but all good. See you at the show tonight. How much legroom you have can make or break a flight, and it's been a deciding factor in this year's Best Airline Awards. Sophie Walsh has the details.
Well, it might surprise you, Korean Air has been named the world's best for 2025, edging out its competitors with its roomy seats. Operating daily flights from Sydney to Seoul and Brisbane 4 times a week, the flag carrier's focus on passenger comfort was a winner, offering the most spacious economy seating of any global airline, as well as slippers and generous in-flight meals. It's also financially sound, following its successful merger with Asiana Airlines.
airlines. The list by airlineratings.com ranked airlines on comfort, value, innovation, safety and financial stability. Last year's winner, Qatar, fell to second, followed by Air New Zealand and Cathay Pacific. Our national carrier Qantas a little further down the list in 8th. That was one better than last year though. When it came to low-cost airlines, AirAsia was the highest ranked thanks to its multiple routes and cheap fares, with Jetstar taking out second and Air Baltic in third.
The cost of living crunch does not appear to be stopping Australians buying laptops and appliances. Here's Money editor Effie Zahos.
Despite a cost of living crisis, it looks like consumers are happy to spend. JB Hi-Fi posted impressive results today. But if you think that was good for the share price, think again. And despite a fantastic past year, investors were spooked by cautious comments from the CEO, who cast doubts on whether it could continue amid heavy discounting for all those TVs and blenders. The rest of the market was weighed down by further tariff talk. Steelmaker BlueScope bucked the trend. Now, it employs about 4,000 people in the US, and the hope is that that will be enough for President Trump to leave them alone. And Ansell was up on the back of planned prices to offset tariffs. Good for investors, bad for consumers. And the saga continues with Star. Its shares jumped after a potential Hong Kong buyer for its Brisbane casino. And the Aussie dollar, well, it notched up some minor gains today against the major currencies.
Facebook Marketplace is a bargain mecca, with the bonus you can pick up most goods that are being sold locally. But bogus sellers are now stealing the addresses of everyday Australians as part of an elaborate scam, with one couple seeing more than 100 buyers turn up at their door.
A big warning sign and a driveway safety barrier. These are the extreme measures Leah and Jared were forced to take as innocent victims of a scam that wore them down.
No idea why it's happened to us.
It started with a lady knocking on their front door to inquire about a bicycle. Then
we had more than 100 people show up to our home looking for items that we supposedly had for sale that we didn't.
All sorts of things, mainly large items like TVs, couches, mattresses, outdoor furniture.
The buyers all had one thing in common: they'd answered ads from a bogus seller. As these screenshots show, they were given a fake local pickup address, which just happened to be Leah and Jared's.
And they would arrive anywhere from 7:30 in the morning right through until 10:30 at night.
Some people had paid deposits, some people had organised air taskers to come and collect on their behalf.
Across Australia, cyber support group ID Care is seeing an increase in Facebook Marketplace scams, with fake sellers choosing random addresses to convince buyers they're locals to gain trust.
We find with many of the victims that are giving money, they're also giving away scanned copies of their driver licence, for example, and identity theft also is a big risk.
While Jared and Leah dealt with the duped buyers as sympathetically as they could, they were worried about their safety.
The sign we created was really good. That just gave a rundown of what the issue was and what they should do.
Eventually, their local member was able to approach Facebook owner Meta to take down the suspect seller. If you use Facebook Marketplace, it really does pay to check sellers are real people. Red flags include new profiles with no followers, when the photo of the sale item is clearly from a catalogue, or the price sounds too good to be true.
So we're just thankful that it stopped.
Alison Ariotti, NBN News.
A who's who of Australian fashion gathered to farewell the country's first supermodel, Maggie Tabra, at a public memorial in Sydney today. Maggie's two daughters were among those who spoke before longtime friend Marsha Hines performed.
Oh, amazing grace, how sweet the sound.
Maggie died last December, aged 87.
A bathroom nightmare for a Hunter family, with a scaly surprise discovered behind the loo. The red-bellied black snake giving the Clarencetown residents the fright of their lives.
Australians call out this afternoon. A gentleman rings me, tells me he's got a snake in the house, and we've located him here. I'm sitting on the toilet, and there he is. Beautiful little red belly.
Local catcher Maddie Skinner managed to flush out the venomous snake and release it safely back into the wild. He's a cool customer, isn't he, Maddie?
Absolutely. On the bright side, there's no rats in that toilet.
Exactly.
Let's move to sport now with Adam Murray.
Adam, the NRL season, well, it's been launched in style.
Not long till round one now, guys. Good evening. Stars from all 17 clubs were on hand today. And coming up, we hear why the Panthers are as hungry as ever to add to their premiership haul. Plus, the Tars superstar rookie cleared to face the Highlanders. And play-by-play, how the Eagles soared to Super Bowl glory.
Primo air-dried salami sticks. The tasty protein snack that's made with 100% Aussie meat. For any time, anywhere. Now in the muesli bar aisle.
We needed more space, like yesterday.
But we didn't think we could afford to.
Our Aussie broker helped us renovate sooner by unlocking the equity in our home.
Our Aussie broker went the extra mile.
One bit of advice, chat to Aussie.
Book a chat with an Aussie broker today.
To help ease cost of living pressures, from the 1st of January, there is a 1-year freeze on the maximum patient cost of PBS medicines and a 5-year freeze for concession card holders. Combined with 60-day prescriptions, the changes can help you save money and time because your family's health is important. Find out more at health.gov.au/cheaper medicines. Authorised by the Australian Government, Canberra.
School has started, but Ava is already trying to catch up. Don't let poverty stand in the way of her potential. Sponsor a child now to provide the essentials they need.
If you can't live without Netflix,
Can't live without Netflix.
then you can't live without the AGL Netflix electricity plan, with Netflix included for the life of your plan.
AGL do that.
Join AGL's Netflix electricity plan today.
An ordinary brush can leave more plaque behind, Lara. Well, plaque can lead you here paying for cavities.
So I switched to Oral-B IO and Paste. Its round head powered with micropulsations removes up to 100% more plaque. Don't let cavities make you pay.
Good thing you guys rolled by.
Even better, your car and home insurance is sorted.
It's a good thing you're with Budget Direct.
Insurance solved with Budget Direct.
Come inside the world of a Beaumont bathroom.
Stunning value with every tap, bath and shower, all up to 30% off in a huge catalogue sale.
It's time to choose Beaumonts and make this your world too.
This is what pre-flight mornings look like around here. Doing the coffee run, not the M1. Finding yourself the perfect park. So go on, take your pick from over 250 flights a week from Newcastle Airport. Ah, that's the Newy way.
Go Harvey Norman and get 10% of your purchase price in Harvey Norman gift cards. That's right, spend $2.99 or more on selected cooking appliances and get 10% in gift cards. Create your dream kitchen now. Best prices guaranteed at Harvey Norman.
Go! McDonald Jones' huge homemade sale is on now. Hundreds of designs, all packed with unbeatable value. And starting from just $298,000. Now that's home made affordable. Start today and visit a display.
Tonight's code word is Queens. Visit nbnnews.com.au for your chance to win.
Anyone questioning Penrith's desire for a 5th straight title should think again. At today's NRL season launch, Clive Churchill medalist Liam Martin declared the Panthers' hunger for premiership glory is as strong as ever, while the Roosters say they'll relish being underdogs in 2025.
Forget the mic drop. This, the NRL's grand moment, as the contenders for the 2025 Premiership were unveiled. The season launch, a time for old teammates to catch up. New Eels captain Mitch Moses isn't quite comfortable seeing Clint Gutherson in Dragons colours.
Yeah, it is a bit weird to see him like that. The first time I probably put it on, I felt a little bit weird because it'd been a while since I put another jersey on, but yeah, it feels good.
Daily Cherry Evans says he's as ripe as ever for season number 15. The Sea Eagles skipper unsure if this year will be his last.
Are you seriously weighing up whether to play on in 2026?
Yeah, look, I mean, I definitely think deep down I want to continue playing. It's been a great run. I've been really proud of my career to date and I still think there's more to go, but at the moment, yeah, it's definitely a bit of a wait and see approach. As long as I'm enjoying this, I'm sort of not sort of looking to run away just yet.
The loss of Jared Warrior-Hargraves, Joseph Swali'i, Joey Manu and Luke Keary has most people writing the Roosters off.
It's nice to have been the opposite side of that. I think every year everyone thinks they're going to be successful or win a premiership, so it's a bit different.
The Chooks still have plenty of star power and a desire to silence their detractors.
There's a lot of superstars, a lot of great players, but it's going to be built on hard work and defence. That's what we want to be focusing on, and that's what's going to help us win the premiership.
And this is the prize all 17 teams will be fighting for, the Proven Summons Trophy, which has belonged to the Penrith Panthers for the past 4 years. How's the hunger compare to the last 4 years?
Yeah, it's still there. It's still as strong as ever. Like, that winning feeling is addictive, and you just want to keep winning.
Zach Bailey, NBN News.
Joseph Swali'i is ready to fire in his Super Rugby debut. After overcoming a knee complaint, he's set to line up at fullback against the Highlanders on Friday night in his first season in the 15-man code.
Wants to learn the game and wants to be the best rugby player that he can be. So he shows that every day. He's a good example for others as well. Drags others along with him. So he's been a good addition. There's no doubt.
Tars coach Dan McKellar says he isn't letting himself think about the vacant Wallabies job, despite being one of the main contenders. Steve Smith is back to his best, and he believes Marnus Labuschagne is about to be as well, after the under-fire batsman guided Australia's chase to clean sweep Sri Lanka.
I've said this a lot of times about myself. There's a difference between being out of form and out of runs, and we've seen Marnus do it. We know he can do it. I don't think he's out of form personally. I've watched him train, I've watched him play, and a lot of the things that he's done so well are there.
After celebrating their first series win in Sri Lanka in 14 years, the Aussies now turn their attention to one-dayers ahead of the Champions Trophy. Disappointment for Alex de Minaur, with the Aussie going down to Carlos Alcaraz in the final of the Rotterdam Open over 3 sets to be runner-up at the tournament for the second year in a row. There is some good news. De Minaur will rise to world number 6 to equal highest ranking of his career. Kansas City's NFL dynasty has ended, and Philadelphia Eagles are the new champions, winning today's Super Bowl 40-22. While Aussie eyes were focused on Jordan Mailata, it was the man he protects, Eagles quarterback Jalen Hurts, who was named MVP.
Everything about a Super Bowl is an event. Even the toss draws a crowd.
Tails is the call, tails is the call.
The Chiefs won that. With the result now decided, Mahomes showed something of what he's capable of, throwing for the final 3 touchdowns of the game. But on this night, the Eagles soared to the top of the NFL mountain, with Aussie Jordan Mailata in the middle of it all. Chris Hodgkinson, NBN News.
After the break, a football fairy tale in the FA Cup as a minnow upsets the mighty Liverpool.
This is great.
Make a splash this summer with free polarised lenses in your second pair, saving you $100. Limited time only.
Should have gone to Specsavers. Rest makes it simple to manage my super.
Wonder if meditation can be that simple.
Clean me, empty me, wash your ears.
Rest. Super simple.
Extreme hair damage versus 3-minute miracle. Who's going to win? This is Pantene Miracles, and this is how it repairs 3 months of damage in 3 minutes. My hair wins, thanks to the Pro V formula with collagen from new Pantene Miracles. $330 for the night.
Not bad. $250 for the night. How? It's easy when you know where to look.
Trivago compares hotel prices from more than 100 booking sites so you can save up to 30%. Hotel Trivago.
What started with a passenger list led me to discover the incredible story of my great-great-great Aunt Mary. There could be more to your story too. Piece it together with Ancestry.
Host Plus has won CanStar's Outstanding Value Award for the 7th year in a row. What does it take to win? Strong performance, competitive fees, and an array of product features. An award-winning super fund? That's a plus.
Over 16,500 New South Wales police are out there. And police vehicles can enforce the road rules anywhere, anytime. So if you drink and drive, speed, don't wear a seatbelt, take illegal drugs and drive, or hold your phone while driving, you can stop it or cop it.
Harris Scarf Friend Sale is on now. Save 50% off full-priced cook sets, 40% off full-priced quilt cover sets, and 60% off full-priced robot and stick vacuums. Hurry, sale ends soon. Harris Scarf, great brands, great prices.
Oh yeah, it feels good to make progress. With Newcastle Permanent's great low rates and up to $3,000 cash back when you apply for your home loan online, we're here to help you move forward. And we're here for good. Some things can come unexpected. But the experts at Novus Glass can help. Call us. Novus Glass, the experts in windscreen repair and replacement.
Refresh your home at Harvey Norman with our exclusive dining collection for small spaces. Choose from a variety of table shapes, sizes and styles to suit any space. And extendable dining tables make clever use of small spaces. Explore our exclusive dining range now at Harvey Norman.
This report brought to you by Cox Mowers. Cox, proudly engineered Aussie tough for over 70 years.
Ange Postecoglou's declaration that Tottenham would win silverware this season has taken another huge hit, the team crashing out of the FA Cup. Spurs lost 2-1 to Aston Villa, their second tournament exit in 3 days. It was a day of shocks. Chelsea and Premier League leaders Liverpool were both handed stunning defeats, the Reds going down 1-0 to Championship cellar dwellers Plymouth Argyle. Northern New South Wales football has fired the starting gun on its premier competitions in 2025. Promoted to the NPL, Belmont's Swansea United will kick off proceedings hosting Adamstown on Thursday night.
We're definitely aware that it's a big step, so we just want to essentially first up, start well and consolidate our spot, and then just continue building on and off the pitch from there.
Bell Swans last played in the top grade in 1999, and to celebrate their return, their mascot will skydive onto the pitch before kick-off. Meanwhile, New Lambton and defending champions Charlestown will kick off the NPLW season on Saturday night. Olympic silver medalists China have stopped the Hockey Roos from winning their opening 4 matches of the year, the hosts going down 3-1 in Sydney last night. The Kookaburras were also on the wrong end of the scoreline in their match against the Netherlands. The world number ones came from 4-1 down to send the game to a penalty shootout. Newcastle's Kai Willett was on target for Australia, but it wasn't enough to secure the win. Great Britain skipper Dylan Fletcher has praised Lake Macquarie's Ian Jensen for helping the team claim its first Sail GP win of the season. The result on Sydney Harbour extends the Old Enemies Championship lead over Team Australia. The Central Coast, Tom Slingsby and his team returning to race headquarters and unpacking what went wrong in the final on home waters.
It didn't go our way, we didn't execute at the end there, and frustrating finish to a really good week.
In contrast, Great Britain sailors were basking in the glory of their first win of the season. The team putting Ian Jensen's knowledge of Sydney Harbour to good use.
Gavin was fantastic today, you know, he knows these waters, and so he really helped.
The Brits now hold a 3-point championship lead over the Aussies.
We'll keep playing the percentages and trying to work out that risk versus reward, and hopefully we keep it clean through the year and make it that top 3.
Fellow Hunter sailor Kyle Langford's move to Team Italy remains a work in progress. They finished 9th.
As a new team, we really need a figure like Kyle that is very patient and giving us a lot of smiles, even when we make mistakes.
With the outfit only 3 events old, Langford believes there's plenty of room to improve.
For us, the more time on the water we get, the more experience we get, the stronger we'll be, and hopefully come the end of the season we'll be fighting at the top.
The series heads to Los Angeles next month. Jason Sanger's strong form with the bat in the Big Bash has carried over to the longer form of the game. The Wallsend Junior top scoring in both innings for South Australia in the Sheffield Shield, as the side recorded a crushing 6-wicket win over WA.
There it is. There it is, and Sanger delivers the final blow for a famous victory for South Australia.
The match at the Wacker was carnage for the host, all over in a day and a half. Newcastle junior Kawatanoy is favourite to be crowned the NBL's best sixth man tomorrow night at the Andrew Gaze MVP Awards in Melbourne. He's one of 3 finalists after his best season in the league to date, averaging just shy of 15 points a game for the Kings. And BMX Rising Stars Foster's Ollie Moran and Wombrel's Sienna Powell shot out of the gates to win the opening round of the state championships in the Hunter. Yesterday's event at Tenambit also marked the start of Maitland BMX Club's 40th birthday celebrations. The sport is booming at the moment in Australia after our success at the Paris Olympics. There was a huge crowd there and there'll be more to come.
Everywhere. That's great to see, isn't it? Thanks, Adam.
All right, thank you so much, Adam. Started out sunny and humid. It's ending cloudy and humid. All of your local weather details headed your way next.
She painted through her post maths pain.
Chaos.
But now Katie is feeling the love.
It's been so validating.
A current affair next.
Do you know that feeling sluggish or weighed down could be signs that your digestive system isn't working at its best? Metamucil's daily 4-in-1 fibre helps trap and remove waste. This daily cleanser supports gut health, regularity, and traps cholesterol and sugars. Try Metamucil. Whether it's the tricky way or the cheerful way, the weekday way or the your day way, however you enjoy it, life's a little more delicious than Nutella way.
Here at HCF, we created Flex My Extras, so you can choose how you spend your limit. Spend a teeny tiny bit on teeth whitening, or spend it all on acupuncture, or as I like to call it, spiky massage. Spend a little using online mental health programs. Sorry, this is private. Or spend a whole lot on physio. Join Flex My Extras and spend your limit your way. Now that's flexible. Wait, isn't she an actor?
A great night's sleep can make all the difference. It can be the difference between having dreams and making them come true. A great night's sleep, night after night after night. That is the difference. The difference is temper.
The Mazda M event is now on. Until February 16, enjoy an M event bonus of between $500 and $1,500. Now is the perfect time to get into your new Mazda. Make the move today.
Macca's Summer Drinks range, featuring the new deluxe almond-flavoured iced latte. And relax.
Moving home? Don't do it alone. Need some space? We know a place. For every stage of life, Storage King has hassle-free storage solutions. Store before the end of Feb and get 1 month storage free. Storage King, the kings of storage, moving and more. Conditions apply.
Arise Solar is rolling back prices on the best-selling 6.6 kilowatt family solar system with rebate rollback for only $32.81. Plus, call today to receive your choice of bonus gift valued up to $1,500 while stocks last.
Limited offer. Call 1-800-ARISE Solar.
Save on Intrepid Worldwide Small Group Adventures. Discover the captivating essence of Vietnam on this 10-day tour now from $1,706 per person. Book today and save with Hello World Travel.
A help company would respond to the rise in extreme weather events by creating Help Nation, a nationwide initiative to help get communities prepared for them. So, that's what we're doing. NRMA Insurance, a help company.
Bit of a shift in our weather this week. We have a lot of humidity. We've got more storms on the way as we progress through the week and likely to see some nasty, potentially severe cells flare up. Now we've seen the rain tumble down right throughout southern New South Wales. You can see that big arcing arm there sweeping through, storms embedded in it, and there's more to come. There are lines of instability that'll keep making their way across the region as we progress through the days ahead. Also very active right throughout the northern tropics. As we take a look at tomorrow, you can see this trough line settling in somewhat, and those northeasterly winds are also just feeding moisture continuously into that stalled system. You've got a low moving across the Coral Sea that's generating swell, mostly reaching the northern New South Wales coast. As we check in around the nation, humid showers there for Brisbane, still very active across the tropics, extremely hot throughout the interior still. Sydney has another stormy day. They saw some massive accumulations, up to 78 millimetres fell in an hour through parts of Sydney's suburbs throughout today, causing extensive flash flooding. Very warm right throughout the southeast, scorcher for Adelaide and relief for Perth in the west after what was a very hot week last week. There's the line of storms that moved through that threatening system, just petered out, jumping over us really. It's gotten worse there as it makes its way over the mid-north coast. Small temperature swings today, very humid overnight, quite cloudy throughout tomorrow, generally an onshore influence again, fairly calm as it is now. Starting out relatively fine, cloud affected, very humid, and then the likelihood of afternoon storms again flaring up, particularly inland throughout the upper Hunter around the mountain areas. So temperatures here down to about 19 for most, and then up to generally 27, 28, 29. So into the mid to high 20s. We may see some 30s there emerge right throughout the valley. So feeling warmer than what it actually is because of that moisture content, both in the atmosphere and on the ground at the moment. Swell a little bit there, rolling on through over a metre with those onshore winds messing it up. Sun to rise 6:24. Of course, it's up a little bit late now. 7:49 going back down. The high tomorrow morning, 8:30 now, dropping to the low and getting there in the afternoon. The swell out of the east over a metre and a half. Showers and thunderstorms, the worst of it throughout the next 24 hours, backing off in the 48 hours, then finding up. Then we've got another system, another big front coming through there on the weekend on Saturday. Overnight Friday into Saturday, there'll be showers and storms embedded in that system, and then it's going to be a little bit cooler in behind it as well. Checking in across our beaches on this Monday. There's the swell, but there's also the wind-affected swell. It is really quite warm in, hence out in the shorts, enjoying it at the moment. It's been fairly nice in, so we're looking at another day of swell. But of course, you've got those light winds in the morning and switching around to the southeast and probably around to the east-northeast as we progress into the afternoon.
Thank you, Gav, and that is NBN News for this Monday.
So thanks for your company from all of the NBN team.
Good night.
Good night.